What's going on, everybody? Happy weekend, or I guess it would be Monday. I'm going to give you my analysis here on NIO. I'm going to try and do the best I can. I'm going to cover what I see. I see some real good things here, but I want to cover what I see here. I know a lot of people are like trying to figure what the heck's going on here, but I'm liking what I see here on NIO, and I'm going to try and cover that. I think last week when I kind of made my video, we were like Friday. I was like, we could just run. Like I saw the daily bullish divergences that were forming already, and I said, like, if it goes, it can go, and it did. Now, mind you, we're getting a healthy pullback from that launch. Okay, we ran 20%. NIO ran from the low fours basically up to fives. That's a nice big move. 20% move. Now we're getting the pullback. All right. How much of that pullback? Typically, you do want to see 50, but this looks like it got more than 50. And it's trying to take here that golden pocket. And I'm not convinced. Like, you can see a deep retrace here on NIO, so I wouldn't fret it. We're going to talk about the velocity here in just a minute. And it's funny, right? We're rejected here. I had some people kind of send me a message on Twitter. Sorry, on X, and they're like, is the bottom in? Is the bottom in? And it's always so hard to tell. Log scale, by the way. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the log scale, by the way. That is not a coincidence, man. Right? This is significant. One. I'm just going to count here. One. We got two. We got 3, 4, 5 tests. As you can see, this thing is extremely important for NIO. Very, very important. Now, typically when you do see the run up in the test, you get a couple of retaps and retests here. I think things are just getting started. And if this breaks on the log scale, it's gonna fly. Like NIO is gonna fly. I think the month is July. July is NIO's month for the taking, and it's looking beautiful. On the 24-hour scale time frame, velocity break, right? You could see. I want to bring to your attention here. We got this trend line here. We got the same trend line here. And we got the velocity clearly broken, and now it's basically the velocity is broken out, and it's what it's doing is it's confirming. Like this bounce here is beautiful. You know what that bounce says? That bounce says that it confirms that this breakout is legit and it's not a fake breakout. And we're already seeing movement. It's starting to go, and I think like we're going to start now. Of course, there's the Hang Seng, which we'll get to that in a minute, is kind of a tailwind. But it's starting to look pretty good. Like, check this out. We've got like that nice, beautiful uptrend here, right? If this thing wants to go, take a look. Got that break? We're waiting for this break, baby. It's like when that broke. The moment that broke, you got like that massive monster, like 11% move. And then it ran. We've already gotten that, like that monster move. And it has not even come up to this point here. It was kind of, what was I saying here? It did a little bit of you can see it broke down like a fake out. It broke back up. And what is it doing? It's retesting. Right? It's this line is very important for NIO as well. What does this tell us? Let's see here. So you could see here it was, I don't know. I'm gonna try and I don't know how you want to. You could draw it a number of different ways, but I think it's coming down to retest. This is a beautiful long opportunity. It failed to break down here. It broke out. It's coming back and it's retesting. I would say like, let's see. By tomorrow, 442, boom. Let's go. Let's bounce right from 442. And what it's going to look like? It's going to look like this. It's going to look like this. Boo! It's going to shoot. It's literally going to be like a bungee, like a trampoline. You know, you got a trampoline right there. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. Whatever. That's a safe trampoline. Boom. And I think that's what I think is going to happen. Of course, what I think and what is going to happen are two different things. Let's dive in smaller time frames here and see what I see here. Taking a look at this. Let's see here. So I like what I see. I like what I see. It's still respecting that uptrend here, right? It's in the velocity is in a uptrend. The moving 200-day average is in an uptrend, which is good. And typically when the moving day average is going up, now we also haven't had a bullish divergence. Sorry, pardon me, a bearish divergence. It made this really awesome move. Usually a top is formed after it makes a higher high on the lower velocity, which would look something like this. If it did this, if it was over, it would do this. So you're going to get another pop, but I think the reason this is taking so much longer is it's breaking out of a gigantic trend from last year, right? In fact, you can argue this thing could go stretches out way further. And now you can also see you got this, right? Which is probably where it's going to come to next, right on that 8 zone. I think that was like, and this is the beautiful part about how fibs work. And I've talked about this for like fib targets and where things are going to go. Look at that, 853. There's your first target. Did I do that right? I don't think I even did that right. I think I did 830. Sorry, yeah, 838, 984, and around 1174. Like beautiful. Okay, those are your targets. And I want to bring to your attention here how long things can kind of consolidate before they kind of tend to move. I know it's a bad example here, but I mean it's technically relevant. Tesla. Okay. Tesla's actually a perfect example here. Right? Notice how you got the breakout and massive consolidation. Gigantic consolidation before it went boop and it went freaking mental. Tesla is squeezing like a mofo, and it's probably going to take out 300 real soon if I had to take a guess. Like it looks crazy. Like this is crazy. It still needs to come down and make like a lower high. Like this Tesla's got so much momentum. It's insane. But I want to bring this to your guys' attention. From the breakout to when it broke out again, that was 2 months of like awful chop. Now let's take a look and count NIO, shall we? We've got the breakout. How long has it been? It hasn't been the same amount. It's been less. Actually, it's been just about 60 days. And it's starting to move. Can it do the same thing? Sure. I think it will. From a technical setup, they're very similar. Tesla broke out here. And NIO broke out here. They both back tested and confirmed that like the bottom was in my opinion here. Like this is beautiful. You're gonna want to see maybe like it could like it could. I mean it's already there, but it could just come all the way back down and take 414. Was it? What was it? 413, 414? Maybe it does that. Boom. And it's a game of patience here at this point in time here. On the 2 hour, it's looking bull. It's looking extremely bullish, you guys. Check this out. It's holding this trend line. Remember how I said like, oh, it broke down last week on the 2 hour, which is right here, which I said like it could be a fake breakout. It's so funny how it kind of played out almost like this. See how it did like that fake breakdown? It was like this, and then you got that fake breakdown, and then up it went. Give it some time, and notice even when it like came right back up, it didn't launch. It took like let's see, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like 3 days, right? Like it's gonna take time. But again, it's looking good. It's looking good, given that the Hang Seng has been performing very, very poorly. How's it doing right now? It's actually pretty flat, Hang Seng. Right? I'm not here to do the TA on the Hang Seng, to be honest. And I think, like, again, Hang Seng, same goddamn thing. Okay. We'll do TA. I said I wasn't going to do TA on the Hang Seng, but we're going to have to do this to understand why the hell is NIO doing what NIO's doing. Look at that. It broke and it's like kind of almost back testing, right? I don't even want to know. Like we're not doing Hang Seng right now. This is going to take me more time to kind of analyze. I'll just put it this way. Hang Seng, to me, it's going to have one of the best long opportunities coming right up here. I think I talked about this in my last video, but sometimes the best long opportunities are when it comes right back down to retest. Like this is a chef's kiss. Like if it taps that just like that you couldn't have gotten asked for a better long opportunity. Okay. And it's coming down, and I think it's going to give it to you. And you know what's going to happen, you guys? It's coming right up to a little apex here. Okay. It cannot. You're going to get a decision here one way or another on when. At the end of July. Okay. I think it'll happen sooner, to be honest. I think you might even get, like, it could, as soon as, like, I think it just wants to take the lows out here and then run with it. Did it already do that? I think it wants to take the lows out and then run with it. There's always kind of a run after the lows get taken out. Lows get taken out, it runs. So once it takes the lows out here, 17,439, boom. When this booms, NIO booms, Baba booms. And again, like Baba is same deal. Same freaking deal, right? Baba is not like alone. Baba looks like so much like the Hang Seng. And it's, again, you guys are not alone when it comes to NIO. Don't feel like you picked like a really bad stock. It's really suffering from the Hang Seng. Again, K-Web. Boom, look, it's like, look, that is not coincidence, dude. Like, NIO did that. Baba, like something's happening, guys. Usually when you see these monster moves with the pullbacks, that's when things are about to pop. I talked about this before, but I talked about it. The breakout and then the pullback. What's another one? Baidu. That one was really messed up. Let's see, Baidu. And Baidu as well. So as you guys can see, they're like, this is not like you. It's like the same chart. I mean, there's slight differences, but you're telling me there is something that's pulling back, not just NIO, it's all these Chinese equities. Okay, guys. Now there are other tailwinds, which I talked about in my last video, and I tweet about it all the time. But it's the Dixie. Okay. I've been saying, like, is it going to try and, it actually broke a really big fib level, 105,381, and it's probably going to come back and retest it. And what bulls want to see is the rejection all the way. Like it'll go down, but it's in a very interesting spot because it's oversold now, and I think it's going to be due for bounce. And I think it's, like you can see. So these are the things that kind of, and it's not like a direct correlation. It's not like, okay, Dixie is going to go up and then like all the markets are going to crash. No, but it plays a big role. And this is another one. This was a good thing. Okay. The USD CNH actually gave you that pullback. And that was all, this pullback was also what I think Chinese equities reacted off of. like to a T. Look at that. It hit that important fib and it rejected, and then it launched. Everything launched. All of the Chinese equities launched, which should tell you like this is going to play a really key role here. So, having said that, like that looks great. If you're like this looks good. That it's broken out of this trend, but there's a bigger uptrend here. So there's some good news here. I think what could realistically happen. It's kind of messy. I'm going to take this fib out. Take that out. Go like this. You know what could happen? Next week or following this, you can see this. And this might be like, all right, time to start hedging potentially and see what happens. Because what would happen here, this coming down would be very, very bullish for Chinese equities. And if we get that move down here, maybe it takes longer, it gets there, I don't know, but eventually gets there. Like 722, 724. If it gets to that point, that's going to be a catalyst right away for all Chinese equities. Chinese equities will launch if that happens. And if it breaks down, wow. Like if it actually doesn't get a bid here and bounce and it breaks down further, hallelujah for Chinese equities. It's going to go crazy. Now, I'm not here to talk about that either. Again, I want to talk about NIO. Some of you guys want to know what's going on, what's happening. It ran 20%. Now it pulled back a bit. I think things are going to go crazy. If what's most likely to happen, if I had to take a wild guess, is this is what you're going to see that's going to happen. You're going to get this coming back all the way down here. Not in a straight line, of course. It might do this, double top. It might look ugly, but I think it'll eventually hit the zone. When it hits this zone, everybody pay attention to what it does, because that'll tell you what the heck's going to happen for the next direction. Because if you get this monster bounce, you're going to have to prepare for some pain. So I think once it comes down and gives you that test, then that's probably when NIO will be like, hopefully by $10 by then at that point in time. And you don't even need to worry about that. Like $8 or $10. And you saw like those monster moves. And it's not just like, it's like, and I know it's like the SPYs doing it, but AMD did something similar too. Massive consolidation, like chop. How many days was that? I mean, it was only 48 days. It wasn't as long as Tesla. Tesla, I felt like it was forever. But again, there you go. I'm rambling here, guys, but there ain't much to talk about. Like NIO's like, it's a game of patience. If you hang in there, I think this thing is going to rocket. And again, yeah, it's making a higher low. So it looks beautiful. And so if you missed the bottom here, at 414 and you wanted to kind of get in, or if you're looking to just load more, it might be go time, like literally tomorrow. Like I could see it like go like boop, tag right here, 440, 441, and then let's go. Like let's freaking go, baby. And if you want it to be extra cautious, just draw this trend line out right here. Let's see how this looks like on the hourly. What does that look like? Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay. You see this line right here that I drew here? Things are going to get juicy as long as it holds here, right? This was the fake breakout. It held here, hold here, held here. There's going to be a giant explosion if it breaks out of there. That's my prediction. Now, if it does break under, which is a possibility, again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm trying to make this video as short as I can, and it's hard when there's so many things to talk about and they come right on the top of my mind. But I hope you guys really enjoyed my video. I'm so sorry for not actually dropping the video earlier on the weekend. I know you guys, that's usually when I drop my videos on the weekend. I just couldn't get around to it till today. I went and watched the movie Minions with my son, and I was out and about. And honestly, I just didn't want to look at charts on the weekend. But I made sure to do that right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll try and get my next video out on the weekend next time. Cheers and have a nice day.